Hello and welcome to Soul Shined In and to the event Uninspired. I'm so glad you're here. I just want to welcome you in, and we'll start with sort of clearing our space, inviting in the angels and allies, and just inviting some good energies and vibes, clearing out any interference that may want to join us. This is a cinnamon stick. Maybe you can smell it. Okay. So you are welcome to invite in your allies, your angels, healed and helpful ancestors, whomever, to your space if that is something you like to do. Also, I want to just name the purpose of this in case you showed up here and you can't remember, I know there's so many offerings. Sometimes we can I'm going to do this, and then why am I doing this? So this is, I've created this event for like-hearted people who are here on this planet, here in this incarnation, to bring more joy, more love, more peace and beauty to the planet, who want to use this life to be their most, healed, available versions for the divine, whatever word you use, for the Most High, to be expressed through you, so that you can fulfill what you feel like your soul maybe has been here, is calling to do. And so I welcome you. We're here to activate more courage and confidence in who we are, who we really are, and what we want to cause or create here. To work through any resistance or interference or anything that may be causing us to hold back or be afraid of being seen, or anything like that. We're going to look at these sorts of things over the next 21 days. And so just want to go over a little bit of supplies. I've got just a collection of markers, Tombow markers, Crayola, and some water soluble pencils. And then also have some gouache that I'll be using probably, and a loose paper. You can use anything you want. I'm going to have it to a clipboard here, clipped here. But anything you want, just make this process your own. And I'm going to give us a sort of a time limit on a part of it, but just know you can take more time if you want. Just make this however you want to serve you the best way, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is fold our paper. And as we do that, you may envision this connection to trees or roots, to nature, connecting the energy of nature to you for guidance, for grounding. So I didn't really describe what I'm doing. We're folding it 4 ways. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see mine's not even. I think I had my eyes closed when I was doing it. But so that it's 4 corners. Okay. And I'm going to clip it down. But you don't have to if you don't have a clipboard. It's not necessary. And so bringing your hand to your heart, whichever hand you want, and the other hand to your paper. Just want to make a connection from your heart to the paper, and in whatever way that feels good to you. It's just a sort of activating this curiosity of what you need to know. So you're just asking your heart, asking your guides, and that whatever spiritual connection you have to you for guidance during this process. that may you feel secure and protected in all the ways, so that you can access what you're ready to see and process. Okay, so the purpose of this is for us to be aware of what's in the way, what's, holding us back, so that we can shift it and transform it. So today we're looking at the idea of feeling stuck. So on our paper, grab whatever color you want, and at any point you want to change colors, just do that. Just sort of ask your intuition, what do I want, and whatever color you feel drawn to, just go with that. But there's no right way or wrong way. So if you're someone who maybe you identify as a perfectionist or a recovering perfectionist, and you want to make sure you get it just right so you can get the best results and that kind of thing, just want to invite you to, if you feel that urgency, to breathe into it, just that, to release any pressure that you have on yourself that this needs to be a certain way at any point. This is just meant to be lighthearted, and yet there's some depths that we're going to, but we're going to keep it, the invitation is to keep it in a feeling of being curious and just seeing where things are, where you go, but also being very kind to yourself. So at any point where you feel like you're not being kind to yourself, then you may just return to your heart, bring your hand back to your heart, and choose that energy of kindness, that essence of kindness to yourself. Okay, so whatever color you want to use, and then on, oh gosh, I'm not good at, let me write it and then I can show you. I'm going to say at the top corners, we're going to write, I'll show you. And you can change up the colors if you want, but so we've got mind, body, heart, and soul. So the top left, mind, heart, and the top right, body, and the bottom right, soul. Okay. Alright. The next thing, I'm going to grab a different color, and you can do different colors at any point, like I said. The next thing we're going to do is, you can use your non-dominant hand if you want, or either way. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to offer that we do a face, like a face and chest in sort of one line, or just a loose sketch, however you want to do it. If you feel like you want to do it one line, or you want to do it opposite your non-dominant hand. But the idea is to do it where it's loose. You're not trying to make it look a certain way, okay? Just to let go of the perfectionism, and just let your soul, the subconscious guide you. So I'm gonna do one line myself. Always makes me laugh. And with the one line, you can repeat the line if you need to, or do squiggles. Okay. So this is what I came up with. All right. And then once you do that, then you can go back if you want to do like a little bit of, add some touch-ups or anything. You can add some more colors to it, just if you want to. Do a little touch-up here and there. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it because, again, it's not what it looks like. We're just using this as a basis to work from. Okay. So once you have your image, we're going to do just another little something here. I don't know why. But okay, so now considering this idea of feeling stuck, let me just tune into that for a moment. And what area are you feeling stuck at? If you identify with that at all, and you may just ask your wise self, or ask spirit, or ask your guides, and just ask the question, where am I stuck? Where am I stagnant? Where am I not moving? Where's momentum lacking? So we're going to, just with that question, or you may know already, and you can write plenty about it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set our timer for 5 minutes, and we're going to write, just free write. Write what feels true. And sometimes what feels true is something really negative and really painful and harsh, you know. And then sometimes what feels true is something, you know, uplifting. So the invitation is to write whatever feels true in this moment and whatever wants to be purged. So it's just really writing fast. It's not, you don't have to worry about being able to read it or crossing T's or dotting I's. It's really about purging what feels true. What feels true right now. So we're going to start with the mind. We'll start up here with the mind and write whatever color you want. And you're just tuning in, okay, what thoughts are feeling true right now when I think about feeling stuck, feeling trapped, or, you know, whatever stuck means to you, wherever it's showing up for you. You'll write that, okay? You write this here, and then we'll go to the body. And again, I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes for writing in all these spaces because we're trying to purge it without overthinking it. But if you find that as you are working on one of these areas and you want more time, just pause the video. You can even turn around the back and, you know, just let it go. So use this as you choose to. Okay, so then the body, tuning into the body. When you think of stuck, feeling stuck, where does that show up in your body? Is it, you know, pressure? Is it tension? Does it show up as a symptom of something like pain, you know, in the body somewhere? Just noticing it, whatever comes through. It doesn't have to make sense. You're just letting this, you're just tuning in, okay, to the mind, to the body, to the heart. When you think of stuck, how does that feel emotionally? What does your heart want you to know about this feeling of being stuck, or this maybe a season of feeling stuck? And then writing that wherever you want, you know, down here. And then the soul, what does the soul want to express to you about feeling stuck? The stuck energy or stuck reality, you know, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes to just write. And you can change up the colors if you want. However you want to do it. Okay, 5 minutes. also breathe. Remember to breathe. I just took a deep breath. Just remember to breathe as you write. And if it's feeling heavy, you can also just do like a little bit of tapping. That may help to sort of regulate your nervous system a little bit. If you're feeling like some emotion coming up. Okay, there's 2 minutes just to let you know. Got another minute. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay. All right. So, sort of let that go, shake that out a little bit. And now we're going to move to our image now. And we're just asking for, the question is, what do you need to be aware of now? And so you may, depending on if you have any, just wherever you want to put it on your space, you can write. This next part is truly just intuitive and what you feel. So the question is, what do you need to be aware of to shift? So this may be considering what you wrote just now, and if anything came up, any, as you're writing what feels true, did something stand out to you? And then you may write that. So so for example, say you're writing about being stuck in the past, like a past version of yourself, for example, that you are, you had these roles that you played, maybe not played, but that you filled, maybe as, in a certain career, or as a wife or mother, or, father, something like that. But, and now maybe you're leaving that career behind, or the children are grown up, or something like this. And so now you're looking for what's next, and not to feel stuck in seeing yourself from this old, identity. So maybe, you're writing about that, and then what came through was that the road's clear, for example, that you're actually not stuck. It's just an old mindset. And so you may, in realizing that, you may have written something that made you like, yes, this is what I want to remember. And if it didn't come out then you may just ask yourself, okay, what is, if I'm not stuck, if I'm the road's completely open, there's nothing holding me back from, moving forward, from this idea of stuckness, I'm actually not stuck. Or I'm not as stuck as I think I am. Because sometimes there are limitations, there are things that sometimes it's valid, this idea of some form of stuckness. There may be an element that is valid in that, but also you may not be as stuck as you're thinking or acting like. That can be true too. So all that to say is this next piece, we're adding words, symbols, anything that comes through. You're just asking your wisdom, your inner wisdom, your intuition, your soul, what wants to come on, what do you want to, so imagine, for example, you want to instill this new mindset, this something that you want to bring. And so you may write up here, I'm not as stuck as I pretend to be, or I tell myself, or something like that, or I'm free to be this next role, whatever it may be, this next identity, or however you want it, whatever feels good to you. I don't want to put too many ideas. I want it to come from you, and what feels good to you. And then you may add any sort of symbols or words, just sort of asking and let it flow, on the face, on the chest. We're just going to take a few minutes to paint, draw, write words, whatever you want, whatever feels good, to infuse more of this freedom, courage, these codes of uneffable, unfuckwithable, okay. This energy into your person, your image here. let's see, where's my paintbrush? Oh, here it is. And when you're ready, we're just going to activate this with water. So just use your water. If you have water soluble crayons or pencils or markers, then you can activate it with water. Sort of blend these words. You bring things into alignment. So as you're doing that, you may just call in this sense of aligning all these different versions of you, your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, and creating this energy of flow, of freedom. And breathe. There's no right way or wrong way. Just letting your ideas flow from your heart, from your soul. Letting your mind rest. Okay, and then while it's wet, if you want, it's up to you if you want to do it while it's wet or not, but then we're going to just add sort of a prayer or a request, a petition, however you want to think of it, or an intention. And this is just asking that divine part of yourself, or that higher self, to guide you and support you. So it could be something where you're asking to be shielded or comforted, or maybe to show you how the path to taking action to being less stuck, or show you how you're not as stuck as you think. But just tuning into your heart and what you want to ask for support in. And it could just be, free me, show me, shield me, comfort me in this time. Or it could be anything like that. It could be, show me what's untrue or what's false. Show me what I don't see. Maybe there's a door you're not seeing yet. And then if you want to blend that in with more water, you can. It's just depending on what you want to see when you're done. If you want to see some of these words and symbols, or if you want them to be blended, it's really up to you what you want. And then once that feels, dry enough, the last piece, is to look at your image and then ask, what message do you have for me? And it could be something pertaining to your self-expression, or it could be something pertaining to your purpose or your goal or your dream, or relationship or anything. So just make it your own and ask, what message do you have for me right now? Or what do I need to know right now? And then just know that you can return to this image. It may be something that you meditate with and ask, what's the next step? What's my next step? What's something that I need to shift, a mindset or anything like that. It could be, but just knowing that the colors, the images, the symbols, the words, they're all coming from your soul, and they're all there to support you as you transform, any feelings of stuckness. Okay, so I hope that you got something out of this. I would love to know in the comments, and to just let me know if you learned anything or got something out of it, if anything shifted for you, or you feel any better than you started, anything like that. Yeah, share it and let us know. And so that's all for now. We'll meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow it is about striving without arriving. So I hope you'll be there. Take good care.